Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, December 7th. So, first thing I want to mention is if you have not watched the video I did last week about have you ever been to another dimension and how did you get there? Oh my God, you guys need to go read the comments that people wrote for that. That definitely did not go the direction that I thought it was going to go. People have had some of these amazing experiences that I personally have not. I cannot speak on a lot of those. And when I read those, I was so in awe of I guess the advanced abilities of some of the people that follow me. And I kind of had this little thing going through my head of like, oh my God, why are these people following me? Because I am not nearly that advanced. So I had to kind of wrap my head around that and try to figure out what my role is here. And I guess my role is to ask the questions and then get the information all in one spot for people to read and learn from. Because I don't know everything. I cannot teach everything. And so anyway, that was quite astounding. What I do want to talk about today, though, is downloads, getting those tones in our ears. And I cannot claim to know how every download happens. So that's kind of where I want you guys to come in. I want to talk about the one major download that I have had, that I know that I had a download, or I feel like I had a download, but I feel like there might be other ways that downloads come in. And I would like for those people that have had those to explain those, because I would imagine there are some newer people that might be starting to experience things, not quite understanding what's going on, and this could help them not be so scared. Because if when I tell the story that I'm getting ready to tell, if I had not known what was happening and known everything was going to be okay, I can only imagine how scared somebody else might have been when this was happening. So I think this was like 3.5 years ago. I've kind of lost track of time. I was dog sitting. I was reading a book called The Connection by Eric Pearl. He's a chiropractor that suddenly got some abilities, healing abilities. So he wrote a book. I was reading this book. They were talking about how to receive energy from source and kind of pass it on to other people to help heal their issues. And so I'm reading this book. I'm kind of in this meditative state of trying to imagine what it feels like to receive healing from source and passing it on to somebody else. And after I got done with this little meditation of trying to feel what it was like to receive, about 30 minutes afterwards, I noticed I started getting like this ringing in my ear. And I think it was, I don't even remember which one. It ended up being in both ears at the same time most of that day. It got worse and worse to the point of where this noise was so loud coming in my ear. It literally felt like I had my head in a giant tin can. I was very disoriented. So every time I would talk or listen, like even listening to the TV was just kind of like freaking me out. And when I was dog sitting, I was also having lunch with a friend of mine that day. So I had run home to my apartment to grab some stuff. And while I was there, I started thinking, I wonder if this particular person had anything going on with him that day, because I was feeling something major here. So I called him and asked him if he was doing okay, and I ended up literally going into complete hysterics on the phone with him, because I managed to like spook myself, I guess, and because this was like the biggest download and very disoriented, that I had ever had in my life. And so I had kind of freaked myself out at the same time when I called him. And he managed to talk me down, within 7 minutes. We were literally on the phone 7 minutes. And his comment was, we get downloads all the time. We don't always know what they're for. And calmed me down to the point where I wasn't like hysterically bawling on the phone. And, I ended up going to lunch with my friend, although being in the restaurant, it literally was like, it was, it was, it was weird. I was getting a lot of feedback in my ears. And about 4 o'clock, it settled down to the point of where I was starting to feel a little bit normal. And then the next day, which was a Saturday, I think it was in this right ear, it was a very tinny sound, like feedback from a microphone. And it was like, and I could hear better out of that ear for a long time. So whatever frequency came in that day, I mean, it came in loud and clear. I don't know what they did to me that day. I don't know whether it was a DNA upgrade. I don't know, because that next, after that, it wasn't anything like specific that happened that I go, oh, I have 15 new abilities, and it happened that particular Friday. Not sure what they did to me that day, other than they sent me a message of some sort that they got my attention. I'm just going to say that. They got my attention. Now, for normal everyday people that don't have that kind of a message come in all the time, they're probably getting those tones in their ears. I had one in the middle of the night last night. One of the girlfriends I talked to over the weekend said she'd been having those. They're coming in like 3 at a time. 3 within a day or 3 within a couple of days, very noticeable tones coming in the ears. I don't know what those are. So I would like to ask those of you that follow me, when you get a download, how do you know you got a download? Can you describe it? Can you tell us, like if you're talking to a friend of yours the next day, you go, yeah, I got a download yesterday. Well, tell us what your download was like, because again, I don't quite know how to explain what a download is, although 1,000,001 people talk about getting them all the time. I think some of us need explanations. The new ones, the newbies, people who might just be coming into their abilities. The communication from spirit is starting to come in, and they're wanting to know what the heck is going on. So that's what I want help from you guys today, is helping describe a download if you can. And I think that's it. I mean, there's some other stuff I want to talk about. It's totally not on the subject of a download. So that's it. If you could help out with that, help describe any downloads that you've had, when you know them, how you get them. Do you do them on purpose, or does it just come in whenever they want to come in and bring you a download? I don't know. Like I said, I only have my experience, and I'm looking for other experiences to help other people understand what's going on. So maybe like if something like what happened to me happens to somebody else, they don't go run into the doctor thinking that they're dying, because I can totally see anyone who is not as experienced in the spirit world in their communication. I could totally see them having a complete freak out and thinking something very serious is happening to them. So anyway, that's what I'm looking for today, is some help with that. And I guess that's it. I'll talk to you later. Bye.